Making sense of subtracting decimals. Hello, language learners. Today, we're going to explore an important mathematical concept: subtracting decimals with borrowing. This might sound a little challenging, but don't worry. We're going to break it down step by step so you can become a master at it. Before we jump into subtraction with borrowing, it's important to understand what decimals are. In simple terms, decimals are fractions that are written in a way that counts tenths, hundredths, thousandths, and so on. They are parts of a whole number, represented after a decimal point. For example, in the number 2.75, 0.75 is the decimal part. Subtracting decimals is just like subtracting whole numbers, the only difference being you have to line up the decimal points. For example, if you want to subtract 0.25 from 0.5, you line up the decimal points and subtract just like normal. 0.50 minus 0.25. 0.25. Sometimes, you may need to subtract a larger decimal from a smaller one, which means you'll have to borrow from the next column. This might seem tricky, but it's just like borrowing in regular subtraction. For example, if you want to subtract 0.46 from 0.75, the 5 is smaller than 6, so you need to borrow. 0.75 minus 0.46. You can't take 6 from 5. So you borrow 1 from the 7, which becomes 6, and the 5 becomes 15. Now you can subtract 0.65 minus 0.46. 0.19. The answer is 0.19. Remember, the key to mastering any new skill is practice. Make sure to practice lots of different problems involving subtracting decimals with borrowing. Before you know it, you'll be a pro at it. That's all for today's lesson on subtracting decimals with borrowing. Don't worry if you didn't get it right away. Just keep practicing and you'll improve. Remember, every expert was once a beginner. Keep up the good work, and I'll see you in our next lesson.